includes imaginations. Have you heard this bizarre rumor that the U.S. military is secretly plotting an invasion of the Lone Star State? Some folks in that state have seemingly
Jade
been
Helm
shaking in their rawhide boots ever since word got out about an upcoming military training exercise in Texas called Jade Helm 15. The name of it probably is...
Look, they're showing
French
InfoWars.
conservative websites have been pushing the idea that these U.S.
Dave
training
Hodges,
operations are
Alex Jones.
possibly just a cover, claiming that special forces are fixing to mess with Texas in the form of a hostile takeover, martial law even. There's even a Texas Ranger on the case. Walker, Texas Ranger, that is, also known as Chuck Norris. In a new column for the conservative website WorldNet Daily, Norris writes, quote, "If you haven't heard about Operation Jade Helm 15, you need to." CNN's Barbara Starr is live at the Pentagon. Barbara, this may sound like a joke, but the governor of Texas is not exactly treating it like one.
Not a joke at all, Jake. Governor Abbott of Texas says he and Texas respect the military troops, but make no mistake, he wants his people to keep an eye on what they are doing.
By directing the state guard to monitor the operations will allow Texas...
Don't mess with Texas is Republican Governor Greg Abbott's message to the Pentagon. Abbott called out his state guard to keep an eye on U.S. Special Operations forces. The governor says he wants to make sure Texans' constitutional rights, private property rights, and civil liberties will not be infringed during an upcoming military war game called Jade Helm 15. 1,200 personnel, Army Green Berets, Navy SEALs, and Air Force troops will train across 7 states this summer. Do Texans really have to worry their own freedom is at risk?
Texas! There's no Texas takeover. The United States government already controls Texas.
Stewart even broadcast a 10th Texas town hall.
It is a preparation for martial law.
That's because it is not a preparation for martial law, sir.
That's what you say.
The site InfoWars has led the internet buzz, insisting it's all a plan for the Army to wage war on Americans, publishing a military PowerPoint slide showing Texas as red enemy territory.
I've hardly ever heard of something joint like this unless they're actually planning an invasion.
Republican presidential candidate Senator Ted Cruz says he understands Texans' worries.
I think part of the reason is we have seen for 6 years a federal government disrespecting the liberty of the citizens. And then that produces fear.
Chuck Norris, one-time Walker, Texas Ranger TV actor, says on the conservative website WorldNet Daily, what's under question are those who are pulling the strings at the top of Jade Helm 15 back in Washington. Governor Abbott now says all he meant to do was have his state militia coordinate with the Pentagon.
We have been provided assurances by the Special Operations Forces that there is nothing for the public to worry about.
But now Democrats are calling on Abbott to apologize to the military. A former Texas Republican state lawmaker says the governor went too far.
And I just, as a patriotic American, do not believe that it is appropriate or necessary to use state resources to protect me from the American military.
The White House trying to stay out of the governor's fray.
I have no idea what he's thinking. I might have an idea what he's thinking, but I'm not gonna. I appreciate the opportunity, though.
Now, I have to tell you, Jake, and one of the governor's staffers told me a short time ago that people needed to understand the reason the governor took the step of calling out his state militia is he was getting so many questions from the people of Texas who had worries about this, and he wanted to reassure them that his people are keeping an eye on it, coordinating everything, and that everything will be fine. I have to tell you, Pentagon officials are a little puzzled by all of this. Of course, they say no plan to take over Texas, no invasion, no martial law. But they also make a very serious point. Across this country, in many places, there is a divide between the military and civilian society, and what Texas has done here, one Pentagon official told me, may just be aggravating all of that, not what they want to see. Jake?
Barbara Starr at the Pentagon, thank you so much. Let's bring in former
We're
Texas
over the
Pentagon
target,
News
baby.
First,
We're over
Sir,
the
thanks
target.
So much, for joining us. What exactly are your former constituents worried about here?
Well, Jake, I think you've got some paranoia, which is based upon legitimate concerns by my fellow Texans, by myself, and by a lot of Americans about the trustworthiness and the competence of President Obama. But for heaven's sakes, let's not project that onto our military. Jake, I'm a veteran myself. I served as an officer in the United States Air Force during the Vietnam War. I saw the ugly reaction when our veterans were coming back after putting their lives at risk and how too many Americans treated them. We need to be saying thank you to all of our veterans. We got your back. This is no conspiracy. As a matter of fact, just last week, I was with a group of Texans that months ago was invited up to Fort Bragg, and I had a chance to meet and talk with hundreds of Special Forces officers, enlisted people, even the commanding general, the Major General Rogers, and they were flabbergasted by what was happening in Texas.
Do you think it was a mistake by Governor Abbott, your fellow Republican, to order the Texas State Guard to monitor what our own soldiers are doing in your state? It seems to suggest a mistrust of our military for the governor to do that.
Let's go to that short clip. Here it is.
I don't see it that way. I've known our new governor.
You won't see most of this, I would tell you.
He loves the United States military as much as I love the United States military. I think he was basically saying, I've listened to my constituents, I understand that they're concerned, and everything is going to be okay. Texas, I believe, as a veteran myself, that we've always welcomed folks that come into Texas to train. For heaven's sakes, in the state of North Carolina, where Fort Bragg and the Special Forces are, they run 10 statewide exercises each year. 10. People of North Carolina love them. They don't even think about it.
Former State Representative Todd Smith, again a fellow Republican, sent a scathing letter to Abbott. He accused him of, quote, pandering to idiots. Is Governor Abbott pandering to idiots?
No, I think Governor Abbott was simply listening to his constituents. I think this was fueled by talk show hosts that are more interested in their ratings than telling the truth. And so all I try to do with my editorial and talking every day to people is to remind them that we've had training exercises going through Texas since we were first formed as a republic and now as a state, and that Texans love the military. We support the military, and if I've got any message, it's to all of our active duty and our veterans to say that in Texas we appreciate you, we got your back, and God bless you for your service.
Well, that's nice of you to say, but in Texas, now the State Guard, the Texas State Guard, doesn't just have their back, they're keeping an eye on them. And I wonder if you're concerned, as the Pentagon officials who spoke with our Barbara Starr are concerned, that this is further creating a chasm between civilians and our brave men and women and their families who sacrifice so much for us.
Well, that's the last thing in the world which we want to do in Texas. I think Governor Abbott clarified his comments just today or yesterday. After all, he was at the National Day of Prayer yesterday. He prayed for our troops today, so he wants to make sure that we're coordinated.
And there's another clip we should play.
Texas,
Let's go ahead and roll
I know
that
that Governor Abbott loves the United States military
one
as
of
much
the things
as I
that we do as well.
And what this is all about
they
is
will be carrying weapons,
paranoia.
but it won't be live ammunition. It'll all be blank ammunition.
That we have about, again,
just to correct one thing that was in the newspaper on Sunday that I read was they'll have blank ammunition, but there will not be any explosions. We won't be setting off live demolition out here.
God bless them. God bless them.
All right. Former
The guys
Lieutenant
will be
Governor of
wearing
Texas,
civilian
David
attire
Hodges, thank you
or
so
a
much.
mixed
Appreciate your
uniform.
time,
They
sir.
may
Coming
be
up
wearing
next, a 47-year-old tech millionaire died
fatigue
suddenly while on
bottoms and a
vacation.
t-shirt.
Now authorities are saying he apparently fell off the treadmill as he was exercising.
Ordinary with West Texas from what I've seen, especially during hunting season. And they may be driving civilian vehicles throughout the area. So really, within the city limits, if you notice my guys, they're probably really doing something wrong. Then they came to Austin, and Bastrop and said none of this was true, and they never said it, and laughed at us. Should we play the clip? We've got that cut out, right, where he says, the colonel, with this guy behind him, puppeting him, says, no, we're going to be in the towns, we're going to be in plain clothes. That's ridiculous. It's just crazy. We should call it the lies of Jade Helm.
Mike in Canada says I'm losing my edge. Go ahead, Mike, and then we'll go to Chris and others. Go ahead.
Hi, Alex. So what I wanted to hit on was, you could break the news tomorrow that America is being invaded, and America would just continue on like normally. But when you have debates, and you come out on top of those debates, you'll notice with Piers Morgan. Look what happened. I miss those. You had a little bit with St. Hubert. Also, you had some good debates with Max Kaiser.
Well, here's the deal. My show's big, but it's my audience. They won't let me on TV because I take over, I dominate, I break the news, and then the people's ratings go down. I destroy people. Because I break the matrix. I go, look, it's all a trance. It's fake. You're a foreigner. Here wanting our guns. This is crazy. Get out, Redco. And because I don't have it within their false paradigm. I circumvent Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart, they've tried to set me up on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. Let me not exaggerate.
Hold on. Now, guys, this man can't be fucking guilty. He can't be crazy. Because let me show you when this show is recorded. He just mentioned Jon Stewart. That CNN clip just played today. Today. I'm going to drop this video here in a second. I got to let my boy defend himself. Now look at this. This video is on the 5th, which is today. It's already trending 77 thumbs up, 3 thumbs down. Now, when people actually get to see the CNN news shit, they gonna say this man can't be crazy.
Started back in 2000 or whatever it was, or 99. I don't know how long it's been around. I have been called by them, let me not exaggerate, 20 times. They've even bought the tickets before. And then it always gets canceled. So I don't even respond when they call now. They've attacked me on there probably 20 times. That and also on the Colbert cat litter report. Okay, so that's what these people do. They won't get in a ring with me.
Now, hold on. Is this man lying? Now, did they give him a chance to defend himself? No. I'm playing his clip from today. The news clip just played from a while ago, putting him on there. So let me let Alex tell the truth.
They'd rather buy the radio stations I'm on to kick me off the air or put out ratings that I have no listeners and play games, okay? This is what these scallywags do. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was been watching quite a bit of videos of you back in the day being on RT, being on Fox, and I mean some of them. There was one where there was.
Now this shit right here, Mike. Hold on. This shit right here, guys. I have never seen Alex Jones on the news. I've followed Alex Jones since I was, I think, 10 years old. 1994, Oklahoma City bombing, April 19th. I was there at school, Rockwood Elementary, looking downtown at their federal building. Now, I have never seen him on CNN. For me to catch that many clips and InfoWars this and InfoWars that and Mr. Sergeant Biggs on there, man, that is fucking sane. Now I actually do really believe Alex Jones. Honestly, I thought the man was fucking going crazy. This man cannot be going crazy, dude. I have never, guys, you've seen all my clips. Majority of them was from CNN. I have never seen my dude on there. Now my dude pop up on that shit. That's
asking you
that's
about your
fucked
big
up,
claims
man.
and for proof, and you went off on the Vietnam that
Gulf of Tonkin. They asked when. It was Fox News. They said, when is there? It was Raul Rivera, who he told me I'm banned from there, not by him, by the executives. He said, oh, they love you when you come on. The people do, but not others. And other people told me I'm banned. That's all fine. Fox asked me to come do a trailer up there years ago and basically meet with their executives. And I just said, you know what? Okay. And I told the other person that wanted me to come, I said, now watch. They're going to cancel it. And sure enough, they did. The next time they invited me, I didn't go do it. I mean, I've flown to New York to be on Fox News like 10 years ago, and they didn't put me on. And they go, oh, go enjoy the day. Here's a gift certificate to a steakhouse, okay? I've been through it. They won't get in the ring with me. They won't get on the racetrack with me. I will smoke them. And it's not that I'm anything special. I mean, I was debating these ladies on there. They're like, oh, come on, our government's never staged something. And I went, the Maine, Operation Ajax in 53, Gulf of Tonkin, 1964, declassified, staged events, Operation Northwoods. And Rolando Rivera looks at him and goes, well, that is true. So, yes, they won't let me on because I have facts. God bless you, Mike. I appreciate your call. But you say you disagree. I'm losing my edge. They won't put me in the arena. They're coming at, look, I don't want to whine because I'm not. I expect flack, but I expect to be backed. They're coming out of the woodwork against us, folks.